Back to Wisdom Wednesday. Welcome back to Wisdom Wednesday. Hello, Facebook. You beautiful people, you. How are y'all doing today on Wisdom Wednesday? I'm back. Just like I told you I would. And you know how we do. We have to go ahead and bring in our Instagram crew. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Wisdom Wednesday. Hello, Instagram. Welcome back to Wisdom Wednesday, where I just pop in on your timeline for just a few minutes to share some nuggets, some advice, some wisdom that I have learned. Hello, the real Kelly girl. Thanks for joining. Hello. Thanks for joining. Hey, look, Instagram is popping. I see you, Beatrice Golden. Yes, thanks for joining. We are going to be talking about today, do not let fear. Don't let fear keep you from it. That's today's piece of wisdom. Wait a minute, let me back up. Hey, Tammy, thanks for joining. Hey, Jake, thanks for joining. Oh, the Shih Tzu with the Bichon. Hey, I love it. Love it. No, I don't think you're the only dog here. Hey, Jahan, thanks for joining. Instagram is popping today, y'all. Kennedy, thanks for joining. So yeah, before we get into it, y'all, I need to apologize because there's going to be some background noise today, more than just the normal buzzing of my computer trying to keep itself cooled off because we work so hard. Hey, Keys, thanks for joining. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there because, typically I try to keep it quiet, but, I live in a house with the whole family, so people got stuff to do. They can't always. Hello, Carl with a K. Thanks for joining. They can't always just be ghost every time I decide to go live, even though Wisdom Wednesday happens basically the same time every week. So that's number one. Hello. Call me Shell Bell. Thanks for joining. No, Jake, you might be. I don't know, Jake. I appreciate the dogs in the house. My dogs are actually in the actual literal house. So no, you are not the only dog here. That background noise that you probably hear, hey, brother. Thank you for coming on and seeing me. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. So there's going to be some background noise today. So I'm already going to apologize. Like I said, you might hear some tapping going on. BK Supernatural, thanks for joining. The tapping is my dog. And like I said, things are going to be happening around here today. So that's just that. And we're just going to keep this thing rolling. The second thing that I want to say is, oh my gosh, y'all, thank you. Hello, Joy. Thanks for joining. Thank you for showing me so much love last night. Last night, I had my masterclass, 3 personal branding secrets for career advancement and sales growth. And I left it. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw the post. I think I might have shared it on Facebook too, where I just felt so humbled and grateful. So I appreciate y'all for joining me last night. Oh, that's funny, Jake. More people do need to join. Why don't you tag some of your friends, some of your dog besties? I'm used to saying biz besties. Tag some of your dog besties to come on and join us. Yeah. So I appreciate y'all for joining me last night. And if you're new here, Jake and all the rest of y'all on Instagram, I am simulcasting on Instagram and Facebook. So yeah, there isn't going to be a slideshow presentation today. I'm actually just going to be swinging, flying, shooting from the hip. So that's why if I'm all over the place, it's because I am all over the place. So back to what I was saying. Hey, Nylon, thanks for joining. I am grateful and I am humble, and y'all showed me so much love and I appreciate it. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate it. Oh, well, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on, and thanks for following me on Instagram. So Jake said he's new. He is new here. He is new to the Wisdom Wednesdays. Well, let me tell you what Wisdom Wednesday is, Jake. Wisdom Wednesday is where I come in and I just come on every Wednesday and share a piece of wisdom with you. Something that I've learned on my personal branding journey, my business journey, my entrepreneur journey, or just my journey called life. And today's piece of wisdom, like I said, is for you not to allow fear to keep you from it. Because a lot of times when we start our personal branding journeys, or we start an entrepreneurial venture, or we have this feeling that it's time for us to start a new job, and we're like, maybe not. And we'll talk ourselves out of it. Hey, Latoya, thanks for joining. And we'll talk ourselves out of it, even though our gut will tell us that this is something that we need to do. Now, over my life and over my career, I have had these feelings all the time. There have been plenty of things, plenty of opportunities, plenty of moments that my gut would say, you know what, you need to do that. Like, you have this very strong, of course, Latoya, thanks for joining. You'll have this very strong feeling that this is what you need to do, but then your head gets in the way. And then you don't do it. But here's the deal. If you continue to allow that to happen, you might get to wherever it is that you were supposed to be, but it's going to take longer. And you'll probably waste a lot of time and money trying to get there. Or you might not ever get there because you'll go down a completely different path that you weren't meant to be on. Welcome back, Jake. Jake is back. So that is my piece of advice. That is my piece of wisdom, is to follow your gut. And it doesn't really matter what it is, right? Like, for example, last night I opened the doors, open enrollment for my group coaching program. And it's going to be the second cohort, right? And I know that every time that I do an open enrollment for my program, I know there are people in the building that have some reservation and hesitation because their head, not because of what they're feeling in that moment. We have to learn how to trust what we're feeling in that moment. You two have a great rest of your day. Bye, Jake. So in the moment, we have to start to trust those feelings. If we're not trusting those feelings and we're allowing our thoughts in our heads and starting to rationalize what we're doing, what we're feeling, we will be stopped from pursuing our fullest potential. We will never reach our fullest potential. And that's sad, because as humans, we are placed, and I said this last night in the masterclass, we were put on this earth to be a vessel. We were put on this earth to be living testimonies, to share our stories, to share our journeys, to walk out exactly the path that we were placed here to walk out. But sometimes we're just too smart for our own good. We are too smart for our own good. We start overthinking things. We start rationalizing things. We start trying to make sense of things. And then the next thing you know, we haven't made any progress. We haven't moved forward at all because we keep questioning and rationalizing and using all of these great gifts that God gave us as humans, which makes those things that make us the highest most intelligent mammals, quote unquote, on the planet, we start to really tap into those things and that we don't move it anywhere. Either that or we're in a hamster wheel. We're going like this. Those are the two things that happen when we don't trust our gut and we don't act in the moment. I'm telling y'all, this is what I've learned. Now, I have been on this planet for 4 decades plus. And I have been an entrepreneur probably for about 2 of those decades. And what I can tell you is that if you don't learn to trust your gut in the moment, you are going to miss out on opportunities. You are going to miss out on blessings. And more importantly, you are going to block the blessings of other people. That's what's going to happen. You're going to miss out on your blessings and you're going to block other people's blessings because you're too smart for your own good. Too smart. I mean, we're educated people, right? Oh, Latoya says, analysis paralysis getting in the way of our anointed purpose. Girl, that's a word. That right there, what the pastor used to say, that'll preach by itself, Latoya. Analysis paralysis getting in the way of our anointed purpose. Okay? Analysis paralysis. Don't get paralyzed analyzing everything. Don't do that. It doesn't matter what it is. Now, I myself, it's a muscle. Okay, I'm going to put that out there. This is definitely a muscle that you have to work. And just like any other muscle in your body, if you don't work it, what happens to it? If you're not working those biceps, what happens to your biceps? They get weak. So this learning how to trust your gut in the moment is a muscle that you have to work. And I've learned how to work the muscle. Now, I'm not perfect at it, but I have learned how to work this muscle to the extent that it almost might seem reckless to people around me. But I refuse to allow fear in all its many disguises. Ooh, y'all, listen. Fear disguises itself as everything. Everything. It disguises itself as intelligence. Y'all better chew on it. Fear disguises itself so often, especially as entrepreneurs, as intelligence. We are just too smart for our own goods. Hopefully, as an entrepreneur, you have a mission. Thank you, Latoya. Latoya said, wow, what a gem. It's true. Carl with a K says 100, 100, 100. That's 300 because we smart and we can add. No, but seriously. Hopefully we have a mission. How can we fulfill our mission in our businesses and our purposes on this planet? Because we all got a purpose on this planet. How can we fulfill our purpose if we are just stuck? You can't. Personal branding is bold. It is selfless. And it is shameless. Those are 3 things that are scary for a lot of people. To be bold, to be selfless, because let's be clear, we're human and our nature is not to be selfless. Our nature is to be selfish. Foreign Baby, thanks for joining. A1 Kian, thanks for joining. Our innate being tells us that we should be selfish. So to be bold, selfless, and shameless, y'all, that's scary. But that's what personal branding is all about. How are you going to grow your business? If you are a solopreneur and you have hopes on having a team or a building or franchises or whatever it is, and you ain't going to get there. Hey, Maya, thanks for joining. You're not going to get there by being stagnant, by talking yourself out of things. So if, you are in one of these mini group master classes or challenges that are going on, let me tell you something. These coaches are not charging what they charge to scare you. They're charging what they charge because they know the result that they can get for you in your business and your brand. And I know some of y'all are probably like, oh, is this about, it's not necessarily about my coaching program, but it's more about the fact that I personally have been a consumer of many a coach's programs. So I myself have done that. I myself have been on the receiving end of making a decision where in the moment I felt that it would be so highly beneficial to my business and to my brand. And then I talked myself out of it. And I'm telling you, I ended up having to go back anyway. Because that was the original path that I was supposed to be on. Wasting time, wasting money, like I said before. Why? Don't do it. Learn to trust your gut, your intuition. Don't let fear keep you from it. Don't let fear keep you from your blessings. Don't let fear keep you from blessing the thousands and thousands of people that you were put on this earth to bless. Technology and tools like Facebook and Instagram, these things can be used for good. And I know they have bad reps. But they can be used for good. They can be used to propel your mission as an entrepreneur. They can be used to propel your purpose as a woman, as a human on this planet. But you have to start to recognize all those ugly masks that fear disguises itself as. I said intelligence was one. That's a big one, especially for those of us that are educated. Who's educated? I'm educated. I got multiple degrees. I'm an Aquarius, so I'm known for thinking. Some would say we're known for overthinking, right? I'm smart, right? And that is a huge mask, ugly mask. As great as intelligence is, it can be a crutch. Fear also disguises itself as rationalization, right? The rational thing to do. Don't let fear keep you from it. I'm not going to be before y'all too long. I think I have made my point. But before I go, you already know, I do have another session of last night's masterclass coming up next Tuesday. And if you haven't signed up, or if you missed last night's masterclass, because it was everything, y'all. Like, it was everything. So if you missed it, if you haven't signed up, make sure you sign up. If you're on Facebook, the link is right in the caption of this video. If you are on Instagram, you can just go to my profile and click the link and you will be taken right to the registration page. As a reminder, I will be sharing. Latoya said this talk definitely confirmed that I should pursue entrepreneur. Don't overthink it. Don't overthinking it. Overthinking it. Don't overthink it, Latoya. If it is something that has been on your heart and on your mind and on your spirit, but then every time you set to get out and to do it, you start coming up with reasons why you shouldn't or why it's not a good time, I challenge you, for every reason that you come up with why not, come up with 3 reasons why you should. Does that make sense? So for every reason that you say, I should not pursue this entrepreneurship journey, come up with 3 reasons why you should. 3. So that's 1 to 3. Right? And then at the end of the list, you're going to have way more reasons why you should. Exactly, Latoya. She said she loves it. I have those 3 reasons I should and more. And that's the whole point. Our logic sometimes it's like, I want to say crutch, but that's not even the right word. It's not even a crutch. It's like you're just cemented in place using logic sometimes. And I am not minimizing anybody's intelligence. Like I said, we are brilliant, we're smart, and that in itself is a blessing, but it can also be a curse. You've heard that before. It's a blessing and a curse. So again, oh, thank you. Latoya said it was a great strategy. Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. That's one way that I work the muscle, is whenever I start to, well, first of all, a real easy way to work the muscle is just to react. Boom. Whatever it is, do it. What's the worst that could happen? You might waste a little bit of money. Okay, well, there's more money to be made. We have to start to change and transform our relationship with money as a whole. That's a whole different conversation. Okay? We might waste some time. Okay. But guess what? You have learned something in that. Whereas if you would have just sat back and did nothing, yeah, you might have still wasted time and money, but you would have learned nothing. So then the next time that you go out, you're starting from the experience that you had the first time rather than starting from scratch because you waited so long. Are y'all hearing me? Or am I talking to myself? It was put on my spirit to talk about this today. That's why I'm talking about it. Because I actually had a beautiful PowerPoint presentation that I put together for Wisdom Wednesday, like I do all the time. But that's not what was on my spirit. That was not what was on my heart. That's not what my gut was saying. My mind was saying, girl, they like the slides. They like the presentations. They get so much value from your teachings and the things that you have to say and the methods and the frameworks that you share with them. They get so much value from that. That's what my head was saying. But my gut was saying, you need to talk about this. And that's what I did. Yes, work that muscle, Latoya. And that's what I did. So I am practicing exactly what I'm preaching right now today. I don't even have notes or anything, and I'm on here looking crazy, talking all over the place. But I did it anyway, because remember, personal branding is about being what? Bold, right? It's about being selfless, and it's about being shameless. And that's what I did. So join me in my next session of my masterclass next Tuesday, September 29th at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are on Facebook, like I said, the link is in the caption of this post. If you are on Instagram, you can click the link in my bio and you'll be taken right to the registration page. My name is Nick Scott. I am a personal brand expert, a public speaker, and an entrepreneur. And that concludes this week's episode of Wisdom Wednesday. I will get at y'all in the next one. Bye.